Hey guys, this is Fear Friends 91, and I'm bringing you a topic on The Flash, the new episode Out of Time, which just premiered on March 17th. Now, first let me start off by saying the episode was good. It revealed a lot of stuff, it gave us a lot of content. Having said that, they took a huge cop-out at the end. Now, obviously, spoilers alert, so let me just say that again. Spoilers. At the end, Barry goes back in time, and the stuff that we discovered, it doesn't really matter in the sense because he went back in time. Let me explain the big points that happened in the episode that basically are almost erased by the going back in time thing. We discovered that Dr. Wells is Eobard Thawne. We discovered that Iris and Barry they confess with each other's love for each other. Barry finally tells Iris, or shows Iris, he's the Flash. And I think those are the main three ones, other than Cisco dying, obviously. Cisco dying, that's a big thing too. But I didn't mind that as much because I don't want him to die, so I don't mind him going back in time so he's still alive. But like I said, the biggest thing about this episode to me was that when they went at the end, when they went back in time, I was like, no, because I'm like, so many things that happened didn't matter because he went back in time and now he can change it in a sense. It's gonna happen differently. This episode. Anyway, I don't want to go on a rant about how that was about that, or at least more of a rant than I already have. Basically, also, what about this episode is that I did like about the going back in time thing is that it showed that this episode was basically for the audience. It wasn't for the characters or the continuation of the show in that sense. It was more about the directors and them seeming to want to reveal to the audience certain things, answer certain questions without it affecting the show too much, because Barry went back in time at the end of the episode. So basically what they wanted to reveal us that Dr. Wells is Eobard Thawne, and he called Eddie Thawne a distant relative. So that also shows that Eddie isn't Eobard Thawne. Some people thought he may have been Eobard Thawne. If you guys remember my video on Is He Cobalt Blue, I think he may be Barry's twin brother, Cobalt Blue. And this may have, strengthened that argument since he's not Eobard Thawne anymore. Or he could have just been the ancestor of Eobard Thawne, who knows. He doesn't have to be either of those things. But I think he may be Cobalt Blue. But I digress. Basically what I'm saying is that I did like how they were trying to be they provide a lot of fan service in a sense, because they were like, yes, he's Eobard Thawne. They were like, yes, Iris and Barry are in love. They were like, yes, blah blah blah. Yes, Cisco died, but yes, Cisco's back alive. So yes, so I'm just saying it was pretty good in that sense. So they gave us a lot of stuff, but the one thing that about Barry, because Barry now, I feel like it's gonna be more awkward for him as a character because he knows that Iris is in love with him. But Iris doesn't remember confessing. So I think that's going to be awkward. Also, Barry revealed to Iris he was the Flash, but now she doesn't know anymore. So I don't know how that's going to work. Will he reveal to her again, or will he just wait? He'll probably just wait, in my opinion. And also, other than that, the episode, those are the main points of the episode. And I did like how I did like the interaction between Linda and Iris, because I did like how Linda is seeing, Iris is in love with Barry. I really do like that because Iris was kind of getting annoying, in my opinion, when she first started. Because when Barry started dating Linda, you could tell Iris was obviously a little jealous. But then when she started to seemingly try to ruin the relationship, it just got a little more annoying because I was like, oh, please don't tell me Iris is gonna turn into one of those girls that isn't willing to be in a relationship with this man, but doesn't want anybody else to be in a relationship with him, because she kind of seemed like she may have been going that route, especially at the beginning, early on, or in the middle of the episode, when she kind of said that Linda wasn't the girl for Barry, and I was like, don't say that unless you're willing to confess that you love him, because if you do that, it's just being selfish, because listen, I'm not willing to be with you, but I don't want you to be with anyone else. That's just selfish. So I'm glad they didn't go that route with her. I'm glad she finally confessed at the end, and even though that doesn't count now either, but I'm glad it at least happened. And Barry knows it, so Barry don't know how that's going to affect the next episode. I watched the preview, but let's not talk about the preview of that next episode. Let's just talk about this one. Other than that, not much happened in the episode, other than Cisco dying. And that's the one good thing I'm glad about going back in time for, because I didn't want Cisco dead. He's a good character. I like him to be in that show for a long time, so I don't want him dead. But I am glad that they finally revealed that Dr. Wells is Eobard Thawne, because we knew he was Professor Zoom or Reverse Flash, but we knew that we didn't know which one he was exactly. We didn't know whether he's Eobard Thawne. He could have been Solomon. I think Solomon Kane is the name, or he could have been, I don't know. But now we know he's Eobard Thawne. So that's it. If I had to give this episode a rating, I'd probably give it between a 7 and an 8 because I would almost be willing to give it a 10 because they gave so much content in it, but the fact that most of that content was removed by the fact of Barry going back in time kind of made it go down to a 7 and 8. So that's my review for this episode. Tell me yours, because this was a big episode. Even though the back in time kind of really lessened some of the impacts of this episode, this was a huge episode. And I really hope they don't use the back in time too much. I hope that going back in time is used very sparingly in this series, because I don't want them to constantly do things and then Barry goes back in time and then it kind of just gets undone. I hope they don't go that route. I would love to see Flashpoint, but I hope they don't use it going back in time too much. But other than that, thanks for watching. Remember to like and comment and subscribe, and may God bless you all.